Are you a divorced woman who is in the dating world now? Maybe a little overwhelmed? Well, I've got help for you here. I am going to talk in today's episode about the one secret ingredient that can make your dating life successful. It's something that is so often overlooked and it is so critically important. So tune in. Hi guys, are you ready? Are you ready for the secret? I am about to share a secret with you for all you women out there who are in the dating field post-divorce and or thinking about getting into the dating world. Where do you begin? And there are so many resources out there, books and TikToks and different things out there to tell you how to date post-divorce. But so oftentimes this one secret that I'm going to share with you today is way, way, way overlooked. So hang in there till the end, but throughout it, we will talk about it. Let's dive in. The topic really is about dating energy. It's about what energy are you putting out there when you are talking to a potential date or on the date? And you might think, well, Stacey, that's all like a little too woo-woo or spiritual for me. Well, it's not about that. It's about really being in touch with what messages you're giving. We can talk about, how to set up your profile. We can talk about what pictures to use, what words to say. Do I need to have an action shot? Should I have a picture with me and my puppy? Those things are all important. And more importantly is the energy, the vibe that you are giving the person when you first connect with them online or first connect with them at a meetup group or a pickleball court or on an airplane, wherever you meet somebody. What message are you giving them? And there are so many things like eye contact, like are you sitting there texting on your phone or taking calls while you're on your date? These things happen a lot, believe it or not. So we want to be really clear about who we are and what message we want to give the person in front of us. And not so much so that we can pass their test, but so that we're living in sync, in alignment with what we value. And as a result, we will attract that which we are putting out there versus, the whole law of attraction versus just, I hope I'm good enough. I hope I'm okay enough. I hope I pass this test. Yeah, there's normal anxiety, of course, with dating and whether or not the person likes you. And by the way, you'll hear me reference all kinds of pronouns and all kinds of genders. And this is for heterosexual, homosexual, any kind of relationship you're in. So plug in whichever pronoun you want to use as I go along. In any case, the dating energy that I'm talking about is the emotional, it's the psychological, it's even the physical vibe that you carry. How do you prepare yourself? How do you dress? All of these things are really important. Are you exuding confidence or are you coming across desperate? Like, oh gosh, I can't live without you. And there's no judgment when I say this, because trust me, as a seasoned psychotherapist of 30 years and as a divorced woman for over a decade, I've been through all the stages. I've been through all of them, and it's a part of the process. So no judgment. Dating energy is really a reflection of what's happening inside of us. And oftentimes we're not even aware of it. So here's the big question I want you to sit with. Are you leading with fear or are you leading with desire? Are you leading with old wounds or with new hope? So old wounds might look like you're on your first date with somebody and you're talking completely about your ex over and over and over again. That's all you're talking about is your ex. That might suggest that you're not in a place of real healing or readiness yet. And you can check out my website, staceyrose.com, STACEYROSE.com for the post-divorce readiness quiz and take that. So are you leading with fear? Are you leading with desire, with old wounds, or hopefully new hope? Just kind of open to the possibilities. I have 4 types of dating energy that I see a lot. And certainly, again, I've been through all of them. So there's no judgment. The first one is what I call the wounded warrior. This is where, like I just referenced, you're still healing, you're still raw. Maybe it's too soon. Maybe you're not even divorced yet, which I don't recommend that people start dating until they're legally divorced and then take some time to be by yourself, date yourself until you're really ready. So the wounded warrior, still healing, still raw. And it says, I'm not ready, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. I want to be ready. I actually will share with you that in one of my first relationships out of my marriage, and I was divorced for maybe 9 months, I was dating a really nice man. And I broke up with the man maybe 5 times in less than a year. And he kept saying, Stacey, you're not ready. And I said, but I am. I want to be ready. And he kept saying, no, you're not ready. And he was right. He was completely right. So what does it even mean to be ready? And we'll talk about that in other podcast episodes that I have. In any case, the wounded warrior is the first energy type. The second one is the overcompensator. You show up and you're performing with confidence, but underneath you're kind of scared to death about being alone. So it's really, I'm great. I'm ready. I am so ready to have this relationship with you. How many kids do you have? Oh, you have 12. Yeah, no problem. That's fine. And, hopefully he doesn't have 12 or she doesn't have 12. But in any case, sometimes we, like I shared about myself, push ourselves to be ready before we really are and perform or pretend. And we just need to really take a breath and honor like where you're at in the process. It's okay. So the first one is the wounded warrior energy. The second one is the overcompensator energy. The third one is what I call the queen energy. My daughter sometimes calls me a queen. She's funny. She's like, okay, queen. Like maybe that's the younger generation. But in any case, the queen energy where this woman knows her worth. She is open, but she's discerning. She's grounded. She's curious, but she's not acting from a place of desperation. Like, you know who you are and you know what you're willing and not willing to tolerate. You know what kind of relationship you want to be in. And hey, if this date doesn't work out or this phone call doesn't work out or video chat doesn't work out with somebody, okay, that's okay. Not everybody that you meet is going to be a good fit for you, nor are you going to be a good fit for everybody you meet. So being really comfortable in your own skin is really important. And that takes some work. So we've got the wounded warrior, the overcompensator, the queen energy, and the last one is the ghost chaser. So this is kind of like maybe when you were in high school where you chase the bad boy type, kind of stuck going after all the unavailable men, maybe some narcissists, maybe getting caught up in some love bombing. And we can talk about all these terms that I'm sure you're familiar with. So the truth is all of us carry, again, bits and pieces of all these different energies, the wounded warrior, the overcompensator, the queen energy, and the ghost chaser. Just be aware of where you are in the process. Because at the end of the day, awareness is really power. So how do we shift from, let's say, a wounded energy or an anxious energy to a more empowered or confident dating energy? And there are 3 mindset shifts that I want to share with you. Really powerful mindset shifts. The first one is dating for connection, not for validation. You're not auditioning for a Broadway show. Like, oh, I have to bring my best, tap shoes and tap dance routine. It's not a job interview. You're exploring mutual connection, mutual resonance. Like, how do I feel when I sit with this person instead of, did I pass the test? Did he like me? Did she like me? Am I good enough? You're better than that. You're so much better than that. Really remind yourself of who you are. Look back over your life and remind yourself of all the things you've accomplished, all your strengths and your attributes. And if you don't know what they are, ask your friends to remind you. They'll tell you. So we date for connection, not validation. The second one, like I always say, is to lead with curiosity. Instead of will he like me or she like me, do I even like them? Flip the script. Again, how do I feel when I'm with them? So dating for connection, not validation, leading with curiosity. And then the third way to shift the mindset is to get rooted in your desires and not in your fears. In other words, when you are thinking more about the possibilities instead of protecting yourself from being hurt. Listen, relationships are not all good all the time, obviously, and hence why there are still 1 out of 2 marriages ending in divorce. And we need to be able to take the risk. Yeah, I might get hurt. I most likely will get hurt in this process of dating. But I'm human and I'll get through it. I'll get through it. I'll get over it. I have support. I can go to therapy. I have friends. I have maybe a meditation practice. I'll get through it. So getting rooted in your desires, not your fears, and leading with curiosity and dating for connection, not for validation. Also, I want you to tend to your nervous system. If you're dating while you're like really stressed, maybe you've got kids and you're dating in between, I'm going to meet this guy at Starbucks while I drop off at soccer practice and dance and this and that. And trust me, I've been known to do that back in the day. My energy, your energy, my energy didn't show it what I wanted to convey, and your energy wouldn't do the same. I remember early on, I was sitting at an Applebee's, I think it was, and I was squeezing in a date, meeting this guy for a drink, but I had to pick up my kids because they weren't driving at the time. And of course, my son called me earlier than I anticipated, and I had only been sitting with this guy for 15 minutes. I was like, I'm sorry, I gotta go pick up my son. And he thought I wasn't interested, but I didn't even know if I was interested because I was just not in a emotionally stable place. I needed to really regulate my emotions more. So those are some things for you to think about. Every podcast episode I'm doing, I hope that you are keeping your journal, your tea, your wine, whatever nearby, and I'm offering a journal prompt. And the prompt for this episode today is to ask yourself, what energy am I bringing into my dating life today? Am I open? Am I guarded? Am I playful? Am I performance driven? But is there a part of me that still needs some self-healing? What energy am I bringing in today? You deserve to date with an energy that feels true, authentic, strong, and soft all at once. I mean, remember, this is your second act, guys, and you get to write it the way you want it to be. You're just getting started. So remember, last thing, dating isn't just about who you meet. It's much more about who you become. And I hope that if you do the work, and I'm confident that you will, if you're listening to this podcast, you'll do the work and you will get to a place where you really are happy with who you've become. So it's not about who you're dating. It's who you develop into. So until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and stay open. Great to see you. Take care. Thanks for hanging out with me on Divorced Women Dating. Dating after divorce is definitely an adventure. And honestly, it is way more fun when we do it together. Hit subscribe so you don't miss a single moment of the helpful, hopeful, or just really relatable episodes. See you soon.